like similar to like a lychee or a rambutan.
Yes, my mom eats that. It
Yeah.
reminds me of Guinness.
Of who?
Guinness. Or
Guinea.
yeah, or uh Hispanic people might say guinipas. Or
Guinea.
Puerto Rican people might say guinipas. It's like it's hard on the outside. You bite into it and it's like jelly, and it has a big seed in it, and
Mm-hmm.
you suck around the seed.
What you do?
It's delicious.
Stop.
So let's stay on topic. All right. So I have you here for season 8, episode 5. I wanted to talk about, does your person know your plan?
Does a person?
Does your person know your plan? Why? Because it's super important, and I don't know. I feel like it saves everybody's time. And if your goal is not for that person in particular to know your plans, then you kind of have like a clear idea of what the menu is. Like on some right here, right now, enjoy the moment, and I'm gonna get you out of here. And that's fine because sometimes that's what people want. But to me, I'm just I'm curious to know how people have like 2+ year relationships, 3+ year relationships, and then you talk to them about what they are doing, and they can tell you, and then you ask them, what their partner is doing, or their boyfriend or their girlfriend, and they have like no clue.
Well, I think that I'm echoing a bit. I think that it's kind of idealistic to think that you could like what you were saying. I don't think that people are very upfront about their plans,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be their partner or when they're sharing, you know. So sometimes when people share with you about their plans, they're not necessarily being upfront. And then definitely when they're with their partners, you know. A lot of times people want to protect what they think they might lose in the beginning in a relationship, and so they tend not to reveal things, too deeply. They might not say, "Oh, I don't have a 5-year plan," or my plans only extend out a year and a half, or they might say, "Well, I just plan on getting a job and that's it," but they want to protect something that they think they might lose,
Mm-hmm.
and so they might not be necessarily upfront about what their plans are, and so it's hard for their partner to know what it is. You might ask their partner what their plans are. Their partner will tell you, "Oh yeah, he's going to be a neuroscientist,"
Mm-hmm.
but he has no plan in that at all.
Right. And that's, to me, for me, that's scary. I it's sometimes it can be like embarrassing to, like, I remember being embarrassed about the person I was with when I was in college, because we went to high school together. We graduated within the same year. I chose to go to college, he didn't, which is fine. Um, but his work ethic wasn't like mine. So it wasn't like, okay, I'm not gonna go to college. I'm gonna work, and that's what I'm gonna focus on, and I'm gonna be consistent. It was like, I might get a job this week and I'm gonna quit next week. Or I might get a job in 2 weeks and then I'm gonna just quit. Why? Because I just don't feel like being there. And I was working like 3 jobs while going to college full time. And he would always like come by the house or be around my family, and they'd be like, "Oh, you working on such and such and such?" And then it'll be like, "So what are you doing?" And he was like, "Nothing, chilling." Like, sir, sir, don't make me answer for you. I don't want to. Like, I don't want to have to speak on your pros for you. They should show themselves. They should be evident, and it wasn't. And so it wasn't that like I can't be with you because you just don't match up. It was like you have no like vision of what it is that you're trying to do. Like still to this day, I do not know his life purpose, because for him it's like, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna take care of my kids, I might go drink with my family, might go play some cards, and I'm gonna come home on Sunday night and I'm gonna work. And I'm just like, sir, that can't be it. It can't be it. But for some people, that is it. So I just knew like he would never be able to be comfortable with my mindset. He would never be able to be at ease with how I staircase myself. He would always like question me on, why don't you just stay at this job? Or why don't you just do this? There's nothing about me that is just. I'm always looking for some type of improvement, and that's fine. And those are the things that you find out when you want to talk to the person you're with, when you want to grow with the person you're with. So the question should really be like, are people today trying to grow with the people that they're with?
Right.
Do you think people today are growing with people that they're with?
Right. Past even, does your partner know your plan? Does your partner understand your plans? Can they get in there with your plans? You know, will they hinder your plans just with their presence? You know, and I've often wondered, can an employee and an entrepreneur have a relationship and make it work? You know, I've seen some crazy relationships. I've seen two women. I've seen old and young, you know, and I've seen all types of relationships. I've even seen interfaith relationships, and I've seen them work. But one thing that I've never seen work is I've never seen an employee and an entrepreneur have a successful relationship, you know, and with your partner knowing your plans, if they can't understand your plans, you could tell them 30 times and they still won't know your plans, because each and every time it's going to go over your head, and you're going to find yourself hearing, you know, why don't you just stay in that job? You're going to hear that a lot.
Yeah,
you know.
To me, it gets exhausting, and I don't want to have to deep dive into why I do what I do with people that are supposed to understand me. And I think the reason why an entrepreneur and a employee that loves their job won't work is because the discussion is different, the mindset is different. So if your goal is to continuously work here until you're 59, then you're always going to be like, why are you trying to be better? Just be this and just be happy. And the entrepreneur is like, I'm trying to figure out a way where I can live life, enjoy life, and not physically be at a desk, or not have to clock in and have somebody tell me where I need to be in life. I just want to be there if I want to be there. That's two different mindsets. And it's like when people have arguments about logical things that is pointless, because this person is going to think how they think and you're going to think how you think. And that's when you gotta like find balance. Like, does this person balance me out? Like if I come in here and I'm very like travel based, let me take care of the bills, I'm good with numbers, and this person is like good with home and making my house homey and taking care of my children and making sure my things and my basics are in order, and I'm not good at that, then you balance me out. But we can't all be in here living in chaos and I don't know who's on the other side of my bed. And a lot of people today are with people that they do not understand who's on the other side of their bed. And in anybody's downtime, wouldn't you want like somebody that you can like discuss the things that are, you know, maybe not clear to you, or your vision, and have them be able to engage and not be like, oh, what's that? Oh, okay. Like, what does your husband do? I don't know, he's my husband. Like, I don't ever want that to be my answer. Like, what does your man do again? Sales. I think he sells things. Listen, you can sell crack, cocaine, weed. You can sell whatever you want to sell, but I need to know what you're into, because if somebody's gonna bust down my door and lock us up, I want to know what they locking us up for. And that's the same thing. Go ahead.
I was about to say, somebody needing help by this. I just want to thank you for being like perfectly transparent with this, because I'm thinking like a real, like almost kind of like textbook approach to it. I'm like, employee versus entrepreneur is this mindset, but you're really painting the picture of personal development versus playing cards, and you know what I'm saying, and yeah, there's nobody that can't understand that, It's
go ahead.
I'm about to say we're not called to think perfectly alike, I think we're called to think differently than each other. We're supposed to think differently, than each other, and see things differently, and have that other perspective. Like you were saying, you want to come and share and have somebody who can engage from a slightly different perspective, but you don't want somebody who now you have to like bring them in, and you're almost like, training them to understand your mindset. It is, believe me firsthand, it is challenging.
Yeah, even with your the friends you might keep, you don't want to be on the phone with a friend of yours and you want to lead into the next topic, and you be like, oh, okay, I gotta hang up because I can't talk to you about this. Like, the best people in your life can ping pong your thoughts, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, I called you exactly just for this, and now once I get my answer I have to hang up and call another person that could feed my mind the right way for what I need. The person that I believe you're supposed to be with is the person that can ping pong your thoughts, and you don't feel like, oh, I have to keep this to myself, or I can't share it, or let me go talk to my other person. I don't want to have another person that I need to talk to release or gain some knowledge from. Like, you have to be it.
Then a step deeper than does your partner know your plans is, who is the other person that knows your plans better than your
But today I think a lot of people don't care about if there's another person that knows your plans. They just want to benefit off of you because they live in a house and they don't have to pay rent, or they have multiple vehicles they can drive and they don't have to pay insurance because you take care of it. But who is taking care of you mentally? Like, who is coming up with ideas with you to be better and have more free time for yourself and maintain your sanity? Because the people that have like the greatest jobs or get paid the most money, they have to delegate stuff off. So imagine being with someone where they can take some of the things that you have to delegate off, and you don't have to hire anybody. So you don't have to take money out of your home to have them do that. They can go ahead and do that with you, and the money's just double the money coming back in.
You're talking about the empire?
I'm talking about an official partner. Like, to me, a partner is not supposed to take away something from you. They're supposed to help you bring in more, because they're a whole other person that's a part of you, where your goals are the same. And I don't feel like people have that. Some people feel like they're stalling like people out in relationships. Like, I hate you, you hate me, but we haven't found anybody that we like. Look, but if this be that we haven't found anybody that we like that will do life with us, so we just go be here being roommates in this relationship.
And then in that case, the person knowing your plans might end up being dangerous. That person might end up hindering your plans if that person knows your plans.
Yeah.
You know? It's almost a thing of not letting your right hand know what your left hand does. But in a partnership, you know, I think about the friends that I have the best relationships with, the platonic friends that I have the best relationship with, are the ones that we have almost like a silent communication. And the silent communication comes from an understanding, you know, like they say in the streets, what's understood doesn't need to be said, but it
Yeah.
really does. You know what I mean? Whether it's basketball players on the court or whatever, there's an understanding, you know. But when partners lack the same mindset or the same goals, or they might even be, you know, frenemies in a certain point, you know, then yeah, there's no way to have really a really healthy relationship in that, you know.
Like let's say I owned a business and I have to take business trips. You knew I had to take business trips. But all of a sudden in this relationship, because you're not as busy as me, you don't have something to keep you you know, mind fulfilled. You're stuck on why I'm not here, why I can't be here. Instead of trying to figure out a way for me to have more free time to be here. Why isn't this the discussion, you know, I would like you to be here more. So what is it in your job or your career that I can do to help ease what's on your plate? Or is there anything I can do to help ease what's on the plate? Like a lot of arguments be stemmed from someone feeling a lack of something. So why don't you just tell me what you're feeling a lack of, and I can tell you why there's a lack, and we could come up with a solution.
Yeah, that requires a lot of a little bit of introspection, but a lot of vulnerability. That's a lot of
But you
things
should
that,
want to be vulnerable with the person you with, right? Or am I wrong?
I mean, we're in a society, you know, I'm playing devil's advocate, but we're in a society, you know what I mean? This is new age. We got to protect ourselves, you know what I mean? It's all about money, it's all about self, you know what I mean? And we got to get to the next stage, and if we are going to get in a relationship, the relationship has to, you know, help us selfishly, you know.
Yeah.
And so things like intimacy, vulnerability, you know, honestly, those things don't really have a value in today's world, I guess, which is why I'm old school, huh?
But
And
I mean, why does it have to be that you're old school? Why can't it just be like you want a relationship the right way? And the right way is me not feeling like I need to hide pieces of me from you because you might violate that, or you might use that against me. To me, that's why it's not funny because there's kids involved, but to me it's kind of like, why is your goal to see this man completely bottomless and fucked up in life, and he's the father of your kids? Or why is your goal to make this woman completely without and have yourself not be present in your kids' life because that's their mom, that's the mother you chose for your children? To me, it's kind of like I want to see my like both of us do great. Like my kids' parents, I want all of us to do great because that's going to be better for them. There's going to be less no's in life for the kids. But at the same time, that goal has to be in place. It can't just be like, I want to be good, but I want them to be shitty because they made me feel like this. Well, those are your personal feelings.
and I definitely agree with you that that's the right way. I mean, I guess being PC, we have to look at it as an option, you know. It's almost an option to do things a traditional way, you know, and it's not even a popular option.
Do you think traditional ways of things is out of date for relationships?
Out of date. Meaning they don't work anymore.
Meaning they can't work with the fact that people today feel like they have too many options, or they don't have to make a decision on this important thing because I can just do this because it's a shortcut to the result I want.
I think if it comes to what people will choose, I think it could be considered to be out of date. I mean, when you really know what you want in life, you understand that there is a path to get that. And whatever that path is to get there, for some people that way is the right way. But most people won't choose that. Most people won't take the time to get to know themselves and another person. Most people won't take the time to be vulnerable. Most people are going to be selfish in their approach. And I mean, statistically speaking, but like I said, I just so happen to agree with you that is the right way, because that's the only thing that's going to lead to a healthy partnership. And that's really the only thing that's going to lead to us being whole, on our own, and successful on our own. If you really want to be successful and you really have a plan to get there, you should have a business partner that knows your plans, that is working on your plans with you. And if you have somewhere that you're going in life, you're probably going to get there quicker, more efficiently, more reliably, if you have a life partner, that knows your plans and is working with you
that
on those
respects
things.
It.
That shares the money.
Some people let that ego and that pride get in the way of you running a business that's going to benefit all of us. Like, you're so stuck on what a possibility could be in your head that's not legit, that you're in the way of this deal, or you're in the way of this sale or this opportunity, and it's done. And once we discuss or have this argument, you're going to say, oh, it was a misunderstanding, but I can't go back and be like, so let's start from the beginning before I was rudely interrupted by my wife, or let's start at the beginning before my husband screamed my name in the parking lot and embarrassed me in front of corporate guests. And it's just like having somebody that respects your plans, and building like some form of like trust and honesty and transparency in what you do is more so why people, I believe, blow up when shit goes south. Like, a lot of times when people quote unquote cheat or feel cheated, it's because either one of you didn't give the other person the space to decide if they wanted to be a part of this plan. You kind of like corner them into having no out option if they wanted an out option, but now they're stuck in your plans because you never spoke up or you never felt like it was the right time. And to me, I just don't want anyone that I'm with or was with to be able to say, oh, she never mentioned that, she wanted to do footwear. She never mentioned she wanted to go to college. She never mentioned that she wanted a house. She never mentioned that if she got pregnant, she was keeping kids. You know what I'm saying? She just was out here fucking me. Like, I never want somebody to be able to say that about me. Like, I feel like I'm very clear about what I'm doing. I'm very clear about why I do things how I do things. And because I never felt like I had to stay put in any room I was in, any job I was in, any relationship I was in, any place I was in, I never felt like I had to be there. It was always because I wanted to be there. And And if I'm not here, it's because I was done with it. You can't hold nothing against me.
So if you find a wonderful plan and a wonderful partner to enact that plan and work on it with, and then you with your prerogative, you know, women's prerogative, you change your mind on your plan, do you then have to change partners?
If that person is not on board with your new plan, they deserve the respect and the choice to be like, I understand that you don't want to do this career choice anymore, but with what I have set up here, I can't just back out of this and come move or come do this with you because you want to do this. Like, you have to give me time, or let me think about it. And let me think about it is not when the other person is ready. Let me think about it is, let me think about it, give me 2 days. Let me think about it, talk to me next Monday. We'll discuss it. And a lot of people want a change now because they want to change. Selfishly think about themselves and expect the person that they're with to jump ship because they're ready. And that's not respecting an individual. That's not respecting your person's space or thoughts. At least let it be a discussion. And if it's something where I have to be in another state for 3 months, and then after 3 months, you can go ahead and do the move, respect our relationship and respect me enough to give me that time. But
yeah, I think people they have to work on their own opinion and work on their own side if they're going to come together and work on something together anyway. Mm-hmm. I want to give you a hypothetical from your example earlier though. Mm-hmm. Let's just say you and some hypothetical person that doesn't exist, you know, who wanted to play cards and get drunk and stuff, mm-hmm. you know, and let's say that's what you two did together, you know, and then you gave me a card. And then you decided, you know, you discovered this thing called personal development. You know what I'm saying? And you found the Jesus of personal development, and all of a sudden you wanted to work on those things, mm-hmm. you know. And then it comes time for you to need somebody to help you to work on those things, but you're already committed to this other card playing spade partner or whatever.
That drinks y'all brown. Got all that drinks brown like it's water.
When you out of the clubs, you know it because you get the little twitch on his eyebrow. You got all this. You've been successful in this card playing life, you know. And I think a lot of people find themselves in that like every day because people are dynamic. Human beings are dynamic. Mm-hmm. You know, and people change all the time and find something new that they want to do all the time, you know.
I think again, I would, first of all, my actions are going to change. Why you not coming with us to come play cards? Because I'm reading up on this, I'm researching, I'm doing this online class, I'm filling out applications. Like, that's not important for me right now. Like, it's going to be in your actions. Why you don't want to come to the casino? Because I'd rather save my money than gamble it. And if your partner doesn't notice these changes, then that's one clue that they're not coming. The second thing, you get to a point where you have the discussion like, hey, I know it's Sunday. This is like our day to chill and like take each other out for dinner or whatever. And you discuss it. They hear you, but maybe they're not taking it in. Try another day when they're sober. Bring it up in conversation. They're just like, man, I'm not trying to hear that shit. You already know how I am. That's your third fucking clue that this person is not coming. Now you have a decision on going where you need to go for your personal advancement. Allow them to know that you're welcome to come, but this is something I have to do. Has nothing to do with you personally. We can stay in contact, but I'm going to be here doing this. A decision's going to have to be made. And a lot of people stall out and they worry about a person's feelings, and they miss out on their opportunities to advance because they want to stay with this person that has known them for so long, or they want to stay with this person that they know everything about because they don't want to change. So this is who they are, and I don't have to learn someone new. A lot of people are staying with people because they don't want to learn anyone new. They don't want to learn new lies. They don't want to learn new cons. They don't want to know that, you know, this person likes to cut their nails on the coffee room table and leave them. You know, they don't want to learn nothing new about anybody and chance the next relationship, if there has to be one, being the one they should have been in. So for your answer, that is what I would do.
Wow.
I've always felt like the person I'm supposed to be with should evolve with me. If you can't evolve with me, I'm going to disturb you. My wanting to be better, my discovering things, my okay, I have it in my head that I want to move because I'm tired of living in circles. I'm tired of working, paying bills, and turning right around and having to work and not have any time to do the things that I want to do. I don't want a company to tell me when I can retire and enjoy my life. I want to be able to outsmart this system of delegation of telling people when they can have their time back and enjoy my life, because there's people out here enjoying their lives and watching y'all go to work. Some people want to join the traffic jam of getting to work at 9 o'clock. I don't want to do it. So it might be all about finding your people. But to me, like, it comes down to like, fall is coming. Fall is like my favorite time of the year. Autumn is my favorite season. So if you're looking for some merch, check your girl. Support the She Gets It podcast by getting you some merch. You know what I'm saying? You get some merch, you support, you get a little something out of it. You become a representative, an affiliate for She Gets It podcast. And I have sweatshirts on there, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need is on the She Gets It shop. Shop with Teespring. I'll go ahead and put the link up. Let's get back to the show. I don't want to do it. So it might be all about finding your people. But to me, like, it comes down to like, is this person actually committed with you? Does this person respect, you know, what your goals are or what your purpose is? Did you leave this person completely in the dark and say, you know what? I know we've been together for 3.5 years. I proposed to you, you have a ring. We got married. Now I want to tell you what I do for a living. Like, you don't want that shit. Like, you want to know if you're going to be in a marriage, the house is going to look amazing on the outside, the cars are going to look luxurious, my kids are going to be able to go to the best schools, but I'm actually going to be living in this nice ass house with these nice cars and all this opportunity, and my husband's never going to be home. And it's going to be like I'm living like a single mother. Like, I want to know if that's going to be the setup. Because that's the reality for a lot of these women who want to be, I want to be married and I want to be able to, shop all day and come home and have a home and my children be comfortable. But where's your husband at?
And this is the complication of the dynamite power of the vagina. Because of the power of the vagina, there's this unspoken plan that men deceptively agree to just so they can get the vagina. And women are willing to lie to themselves and tell themselves that men are they're accepting of this plan. They're not listening to what their guy's plans are. The guy's not coming up and saying, this is my plan, and are you in on it? Are you going the same direction as me? Are you going a similar direction and we can meet up somewhere? But there's no communication of a plan, because our society has been so imposing of that unspoken plan that men have to agree to, just so they can get some sex, and past sex is intimacy. And if we really want to have intimacy with our partners, we have to be willing to repulse them with our plans. We have to be willing to lose what we're trying to keep. We have to be willing to lose the opportunity to get the pussy in order to maybe get the intimacy. And when we're willing to really start to give those things up and give that up and and we start to orient toward that a little bit more, I think our 9 to 12-year-old boys will look a little bit different, and it'll go from there. That's just me,
For sure. And let's say this man that's able to give me this life, the cars, the house, my kids go to a good quote unquote private school, which I think is bullshit. Like it's about what you do with your kids at home first, that it will engage in their thinking. But anyway, let's say he comes home and I haven't seen him, we don't talk about nothing. He's very cut off and emotionally just the fuck off. I'm in the bed that he paid for. I'm in the clothes that I use his credit card to swipe for. And he says he wants some pussy. The price of me telling him no can be him not doing something that he knows matters to me. The price of me telling him no could be nothing, because a man that can buy you all of those things can also buy more pussy. There's no woman telling a man like that in life, oh no, I'm not going with you to this 4-star restaurant. Oh no, I'm not coming with you on vacation. He can do what he wants. He can buy people. And to me, it's kind of it will question my character on with him. Is this all she wanted? Because she doesn't bitch when I'm home. She doesn't complain that she doesn't have my time. She's comfortable with everything I give her. So this must be what she wanted. And I don't ever want to be in a relationship where any man or woman questions my character on what I wanted from this relationship in the first place. If you can't be in it, there's a lot of women that they're in a marriage, it looks committed, they're well taken care of according to their families, and they have kids back to back to back to back to back, and their house is a fucking wreck. They don't have a husband that's going to help with some of it. It's on them, and it's kind of shit, I would love to give you a break, but didn't you catch the hint at 2? Didn't you catch the hint at the 3rd one? If I say I want a partner, if I say I want a husband, I don't want to feel like I'm living here by myself, because I feel like I'm living here by myself, then let me be by myself. But today it just looks like women just want a man to pay for shit, and so they could look cute and post it. And maybe I'm the messed up one from wanting something different. Like I hate the idea that a man's go-to line is, I could do this for you, I can buy you this, I can take you here. So are you telling me that I can't do those things for myself? Or are you telling me that's the only thing that you bring of value to me? And if that is, then go take her. Go take her. Like, I don't want your sale pitch to be what you can do for me.
Shout out, Sister Shahzad Ali. The black man talking to the black woman.
Yeah.
She speaks on that, but yes.
This is nuts. It's like, you know, I don't know, like, you can't be asking anybody like what their favorite color is anymore. That's not important. I don't care about your past relationships, because clearly if you tell me you're single, you're not in it. And I don't ever want to be described by you to anyone else in your life if I'm important as a situation. Because a situation is something you can't describe, something you're just in and you have no answers to. You should always have an answer with me.
How did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here.
Come on, Deborah Cox. Like, come on, like, this can't be it. So, I don't know. I need to know a person's plans. I'm not telling you you need to come here with, you know, your return on investments for the past 5 years. I'm not telling you need to write down your whole goal list, but your efforts, your actions, and your words have to match what you're telling me you are aiming for or you want. Like, if you tell me something when we start talking in the talking stage, whatever that is in 2020, and I keep seeing you and you're always home, you're always available, or you're traveling, or you're hanging with your friends. So there's no way that you're trying to be this person or this business owner by the end of the year. There's no way. So call me when you're ready to talk about what you're really trying to do. Because, you know, after 30, you should be able to be like, hey, I saw you, would like to talk to you about if you're open to delivering that pussy from time to time. We could talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's either a yes or a no. There's no, like, you know, I saw you were spending a lot of money in the store. You know, I would like to know, if we go out, is there a woman that's gonna walk up on me and feel offended that we're out together? No? Okay. Let's proceed. Like, where are the honest, direct discussions at?
Man, I met a young lady and was getting to know the young lady, and she asked me to give to some context. I met her on a dating site. I made a profile on a dating site and decided to video chat with her because she asked me to meet in person. I said, okay, well, let's video chat first, you know? So I go to video chat with her and she asked me if I'm single. And I say, yes, I'm single. She said, does anyone think they're in a relationship with you?
Vital.
And instead of me answering the question, I immediately said, what kind of men have you been talking to?
The men of 2020.
I'm like, I don't want to talk to somebody who's been talking to men like that. Like,
but okay, and if you don't want to talk to somebody that's been talking to men like that, then you're telling me that you want to talk to a woman that hasn't probably had sex in more than 8 months. You telling me that you want to talk to a woman that hasn't been in a relationship in 5 years, that's going to be super eager if she really likes you and overbearing. And you're telling me that you want to talk to a woman that is available too fucking much to where she doesn't ask you the direct questions to know that her time's not wasted.
I mean, you talking about a large portion. I guess
Yeah,
I guess I must be looking for a unicorn, because when I think of myself as a single yet stable person, you know what I mean? You don't find both of those in one entity too often. You know what I mean? And especially with me, somebody who like exclusively dates black women, like I love my sisters, and we have a specific set of problems. You know what I'm saying? Stemming from slavery, stemming from Jim Crow, stemming from this faux what's the one where it was supposed to get black people jobs and all it did was bring white women into middle management. Affirmative action.
Oh.
But anyway, yeah. So we have our own set of issues, you know what I mean? And yeah, I love my sisters, but it's hard to find that emotionally stable and single in the same thing. And the reason being is because my brothers have been telling these women whatever it is that they itching, you say ears, but they itching whatever wants to hear, you know, just so they could get it. And it just it perpetuates a brokenness. And I'm just like, dang, you know, maybe I'm gonna be the one that's gonna end up being, you know, 8 months with no sex and 5 years single. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man,
you might be coming up on a year next month like me. But
there's got to be some unicorns out there that are straight up, that are honest, that are straightforward about what their plans are. They don't have that preset cookie cutter plan that everybody's going to agree to, that doesn't work for anybody. So it only works for 6 months. So everybody gets in it and pretend for 6 months. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, just like when you got on your job and you got on an interview and you played like you was going to be a good employee. 6 months later, you know.
Chantal, why are you walking around the office with no shoes? Like, ain't nobody here yet. It's 5 o'clock.
I ain't worried about these people. They better. All of a sudden, they owe you something.
I don't know.
What is that right there? Because we're talking about relationships, and I'm thinking about the job. But when people get these jobs and they lie to get these jobs and they pretend to get these jobs and they end up in these jobs that they didn't really want in the first place, and then they act like the job owes them something. Ooh.
I don't know.
What we do with relationships, when people get into relationships and they lie and they pretend to get into something that they didn't actually want to be in the first place, and then when they're in something that they don't want to be in and they find themselves there, you know, hold on a second, you know.
Okay. I've never gotten a job and then felt like my job owed me something. Unless
somebody need to drink.
Listen, unless they hit my email with the, okay, let's have a team meeting. So on top of us doing sales, having quotas, we're going to lower your commission to 20%, and 80% of your job is not going to be customer service. When I initially took this fucking job, because it was hourly and commission, so now you're telling me you're gonna give me more responsibilities and you're going to allow me to have less opportunities to make more money. Then that's when I'm just like, oh, okay, so you want me to be looking for work while I'm at work on your time. Okay, I can do that. And that's the only time I feel like, oh, I'm going to milk the shit out of this until I'm 5 days or a week into my next job. Because y'all played yourselves. And y'all thought that everybody in here was on board with the fact that you get to tell people you work for this company. Fuck this company, because this company clearly doesn't care about their employees. Because you could have at least given this team an opportunity to be like, if you no longer want this position that's understood, here are 5 other opportunities for you. You could go in these 5 departments and transfer, and they're paying this. You don't have to go online and fill out an application and hope that you get hired, and you just go ahead and go there if this is not the thing. And again, that's how people corner you in positions, sometimes as partners, to not have a decision. And you have to be like, so now I'm stuck in this job that was supposed to be paying me this annually, but now you're telling me because you made a fucking change that I have to adapt and get less. And nothing's changing for anybody higher up. They don't care. It's struggable. No. And that's when I shift. I had a job where I was an SDR, and they started hiring new people.
Wait, what's that letter?
A SDR. So they started sales representative or whatever. They started hiring new people for the same role and paying them more and trying to keep it like under the rug. You already know new people talk. So I was like, no. And then you start to see them kind of get like really cliquey at the job, like it's high school. That happens in every workplace. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So what you're telling me is I can go ahead and milk whatever time I have, but no, I'm in my mind giving myself a deadline. I had the HR guy that would come by my desk every day and notice that my desk was getting more and more empty. I said, Negro, we are here. Like, you already know what I'm on. On the last day, I volunteered to help with a lot of things in that office, and I did them. And when I was done, I took the last things out of my desk. I cleared out my computer, so there was nothing there revealing Chantal ever worked here. And I slipped that note and that key card for parking right under that door. And I was out. I never felt like a job could keep me. A job is not going to keep me. If you change, I deserve to be able to say I changed. I've never felt like a relationship can keep me there. If I want to evolve and you want to keep me corner pocket and stagnant and not growing while you do whatever the fuck you want, watch me. And it's gonna be on a great day. It's not gonna be, oh, she seems like she's in a bad mood. It seems like it's gonna be on a great day. I'll probably paint the whole house, make dinner, make your favorite shit, take your mama out. And in the morning, you're gonna wonder, like, she said she was coming back, but she's not here. Her side of the closet looks kind of empty. I'm not, listen, I already told my mom, I said, you know what? You might leave planet Earth and I'll probably be the only child that's not married, but it's okay though. Because if I do get married, it's gonna be for the right reasons. Like, I can't be phony and be with somebody and be like, yeah, I want to be here. Like, if I want to be with someone and if I want to be beside them and if I want to help this person along their struggle, just know that they deserve it. I don't know what these new people are on. I can't do it. I can't stall people out when I know they deserve to feel what I feel like I deserve. Like, I don't want to ever keep a man because he's a good man and there's a short or a small opportunity for me out here to find a good man. So I'm going to keep this good man here, but I'm only going to give him 59% of the loving he deserves. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, sir, I know there's a cornball out there just for you. Go get her. Like, I'm not going to keep you here. That's balance. That's like, just because we're giving away free stuff, you go over to the table, there's hats on there that you would like to have, but do you need a hat? No. Don't pick that shit up. Let somebody else get it if they need it. I don't know.
I'm glad you're generous.
Oh man. I just, I don't want to wake up next to somebody and wonder why they still here. I do that with my kids, but I know I can answer that question. Damn. Wait, how many more years I got? But yeah.
No, it don't work. My son gonna be 20 this month. It don't work. It's still there. They don't go away.
But everybody knows my plans.
I wish I knew my son's plans. I wish I could take some plans and just implant them in his head.
Oh, is he out here living?
Man, he has an idea.
Okay, at least he has an idea.
Yeah.
I remember when I made a decision, like, I'm gonna go to college. None of my mom's kids went to college except me. I said, I'm gonna go to college, and this is what I'm gonna do. I was in 8th grade, and then I got to college, and it was hundreds of people in there for their first 2 years, not knowing what they wanted to do. I'm just like, what? What? You got 2 years of time to waste while paying for classes that professors don't give a fuck if you pass or fail because they're getting paid, to being here 3 hours, probably 3 times a week, to say, I'm figuring it out. No. So, I didn't understand it then, and I still don't understand it now. It's worse now because the cost of college has gone up.
I don't think you can ask an 18-year-old what they want to be doing at 30 and then they know. I'm a barber by trade. I spent over 10 years as a social servant in different ways. I figured out I wanted to be a chess master a couple of years ago, and now I'm getting a real estate license. And I don't think that there's anything that's gonna hold me back from learning or doing the next thing that I want to do. I have a sommelier certificate, and so, like, I mean, there's a myriad of things that we can do and learn. And I don't think that we should be, committing to the tune of student loan debt, to be more specific, to an idea that we haven't really researched or become intimate with. You know what I mean? Of the things that I have student loan debt, but of the things that I've done in my life, like the majority of them have been after that. So
I never thought about 30. It was my teenage years, 20s, and now I know why I never thought about 30. 30s is trash. 30s is when you realize that everything is a lie. I have not gotten to the part of these are your 30s. This is why they're so enjoyable. Like, maybe I'm still on my way and these numbers really don't mean shit. But so far, I'm just like, 30s is not it. 30s
How old?
I'm 3 years into 30s and it's not it.
So you're 32.
33.
So you're 4 years. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm thinking my 40s is it though. think my 40s is it. This right here is trash.
Why? Why is that?
Because you just get to a point.
Isn't the mid-30s supposed to be one of the most wonderful times of a woman's life?
Why? Enlighten me.
It's supposed to hit a sexual peak, right?
If it's the mid-30s, then maybe that's a new goal.
I'm sure they would have invented something to help you reach it too.
Listen, it's definitely not 30, it's not 31, it's not 32, it's not 33. 34 is like, yes, it's an even number, but what is it offering? Like, I don't know what it's supposed to be. Don't know.
You don't know. You got to get some plans so you can get ready to share them with your partner.
I always got plans. I always got plans to share, but usually men look at me like, oh, you crazy because that man doesn't exist. I'm just like, yes, he does. He does. He's somewhere. He's somewhere. Just respecting that, you know, whenever she's willing, I'm ready. Him. Yeah, he's
not that self-contradictory guy that couldn't logically exist, huh? I want him not too short, but not too tall. I want him.
Now I don't care because I'm not procreating. Okay? The only place I have for your kids is my washcloths, my shower, the back of my throat, and it's going to exit. Your kids aren't going anywhere else, sir. It's an end game over here. This is the dead end, honey. You could be short, you could be tall, you could be fat. I don't like skinny men. I like to know that after we ate, we ate. I like to see where your food is going. But to me, like, my preferences are wide open now.
At the table.
Now it really doesn't matter. Like, you just really have to be like a good person, like an interesting person, a person that I can't wait to be around.
Someone who he doesn't mind talking to you about your feelings and he's sensitive and that's a woman.
Ping pong my thoughts. Just like I talk to you guys on this podcast, I can have all these thoughts in one conversation. That person needs to handle it. Like, are you really discussing with me this? Yes, I am. Do you want to see? Look at this. I might call you. I might call you on FaceTime, and you might instantly put your hand over your phone and open and be like, "Can I call you back in like 5 minutes?" That's how I am. Like, I have friends that purposely don't call me on FaceTime or have me on speaker because they don't know what's gonna come out my mouth. So, just something that you just have to be used to. Like, if you're around and you see me. FaceTime, fondling my breast. Just know I'm not talking to a man. I'm probably talking to my mother. When I call her and I just have like my boobs in my hand having a conversation to her. You know, I call her with the Jennifer boob check. Boob check. But you know, sometimes I'm out there with it. But I don't know. I'm an open book. I'm very honest, and everybody knows my plans. You either with it or you're not with it. Or you probably be like equally busy in that thing that's your thing, which I like. Because I don't like to be with somebody that has too much time for me. Because I don't have a lot of time for them. And it's not because I don't want to make time, it's just because like I know the value of time away from the person that you like a lot. So, you know, that's all I got for that.
The secrets. You about to indulge the secrets.
Just I don't know, peel back layers on your person. I just know what it's like to I know what it's like to be with a person who has a person but tells you all their for your person shit. And I'm just like, oh no, I can't do that. Like, if I'm gonna be frustrated or if I'm going to be working on finding my person a solution, it can't be two people. It has to be one person. Because if it's two people, then I'm gonna have to open my own LLC and call myself something. Because I'm just out here doing services that I'm not getting paid for. So that's just how I feel about that. Any other thoughts about that?
That's interesting.
I just, all I want to know is like, can we stop trying to convince people who show us who they are to be who we want them to be? And let's just accept who these people are and be like, you know what? I've tried you. I know what you're offering, but I also have a recommendation for you. Let me get this person's number because y'all will work like this. Sometimes you have to do that too. Like, who gave you this dick recommendation? Oh, it was such and such.
What?
I feel like you should be able to do that.
Check the Carfax?
Yes. There should be like Carfax or an MVR on people's relationships. Like, that's healthy. I need to know if I need to drop you from the policy. You know what I'm saying? Is this pussy a total loss?